Forget everything that Hollywood has poisoned your brain with over the years through movies and paranormal investigation shows, the spooky music and the creepy settings. Forget it. All you need to know moving forward is the paranormal truth.
$264-foot depth cameras, those are the white ones. Put them on 2, 3. At this end, I think you got power pointing down there. Yep. Stands, I don't know if Julie has tripods. We'll take cords with it. I brought all the cords we have because I know we're going to have to put some together, so I have the couplers for that. What I'm thinking is put those 2 up there, another big one.
You want the
4, possibly 5 power packs. 2, 3, 4. And 1 downstairs closer to the tunnel.
Sometimes, places in which Rise Up investigates can be large. And by large, I mean huge. Such a night came about at an old textile mill in Rhode Island. Since all of these team members have jobs and aren't getting paid tons of money to do this by producers for a TV show, they need to be in and out in one night. So in situations like this, it's better to pool all your resources. Who does Ken like to team up with? The TAPS home team. Christine Downs is one of the TAPS home team members. She loves working with Rise Up.
Amazing group. They welcomed the TAPS home team. We're, kind of sister group kind of thing. We work well together.
Yeah, we go back with TAPS probably about 5 years now. We were investigating Belcourt Castle, and at the time we were bringing in people, the public, that could come in and get an idea of what we were going to do. And one night, Tracy Boisel and another investigator had joined. I had no idea who these people were. So we introduced ourselves, and they came along with us that night and got a look at what we do and our equipment. And from that point on, we invited the rest of the team, the TAPS home team based in Warwick, Rhode Island. So they came along, and a relationship was built with them at that point.
The places they take us to and what they teach us. I mean, everybody has a different way of investigating, and they taught me a lot. Ken's someone I really look up to. He's amazing. And the rest, the whole group, it's not one of them that I would say anything bad about ever.
Approaches were the same. Our goals were the same. The methods were pretty much the same, fell in line with each other. And at that point, eventually, became more of a personal relationship as well as professional. So we actually invited 5 of their members to cross over, join into Rise Up, because we were sharing investigations at that point anyway. So because of that relationship and because of our methods and approach, it just seemed like a good fit when we needed extra people, or we needed something from a certain perspective that they brought, and we were able to do the same with them. So it's been a good relationship in the last 5-6 years or so.
Due to the building owners wanting to remain anonymous, we'll skip the background history lesson today and get right into it.
So this was actually a TAPS case that they were brought into. So they asked for us to give them a hand because of extra equipment, extra coverage. So I think we had something like 15 people from both groups in there, and still that night we didn't see each other all night. So it was actually a good situation because of the size of the mill. We were able to isolate the different groups, so there wasn't a lot of contamination or anything like that. And we were able to kind of mix and match people from both groups together, which is good because you get all those different perspectives. So on that particular night, we needed all hands on deck just to be able to cover the mill as well as we could in the amount of time we were allotted.
Rise Up and TAPS go through the usual motions of setting up all the equipment in the areas where there have been claims of paranormal activity. Several of the cameras feed back to this setup where they can monitor throughout the night.
There's something to we mainly put the cameras up just to know where people are, because the visual side of the paranormal, like catching something visual, is very rare. I can't think I don't know if anything we've really like, wow, that just happened.
Not during the investigation.
Not, I
but
mean, maybe
that's how they
afterwards.
caught the
The rocking chair and stuff like that, but it wasn't seen with someone sitting there.
Exactly.
It's helped clear up things. Like, oh, is there someone on the 4th floor? And, oh, yeah, there's people on 4th floor. Did someone shut a door and you can see that the door was shut or something like that? Maybe some K2s. I think once we had it on, one of the devices and it starts going off and you can inform people that, oh, in that room things are going off. It's rare.
As team members were setting up while others were getting assignments, 2 of the TAP's home team members headed down into the flooded and creepy sub-basement. Like the rest of this place wasn't creepy enough. So they took me and my camera down to the frightening, sodium deposit-ridden, pitch-black Freddy Krueger area.
Did you hear that? That doesn't sound like dripping.
Well, that's what I heard earlier. It sounded more like
Sloshing?
water.
Yeah, but it is just that. Water dripping. The acoustics down in the bowels of this place were maddening. There wasn't anything going on down here. No noises made by anything or anybody other than us.
Can I pull some of the white back up?
Yes.
All right, because we're going to trip on it if not.
I think.
I'm just going to weight it down until we duct tape it.
Needless to say, the setup for this old mill took every extra pair of hands that could be found. Once that awesome task was completed, it was time for the teams to head to their respective floors for investigations. Ken, Chris, Wendy, and Joe started in the basement.
Now, the last time we were in the tunnel, I thought I got something tossed that landed at my feet, so we'll head down there.
Okay.
There were voices down there as well. They were audible. Checked outside. There really wasn't anything earlier in the night. You may have a couple of there's a couple of bars relatively far away, but I don't know if they'll be playing music or anything like that, but we'll just kind of listen to them and check them out.
Now, are some of these machines still active?
Yeah. Yeah, they load them from down here because we were here before and actually a couple of them had kicked on. Scared the hell out of us. But there may be a heater that kicks on. When it does, it's loud. It'll make you jump. There was a bunker type of thing through this door. This is where some of that stuff happens, so I think...
Yeah, but we were in here, and then it seems that there's the safe, and it seems to happen again.
Right. So this would be the old safe, right? Payroll, everything kept down in the basement, combination safe.
This room we had shadows.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, everything to do with payroll and finances down here. Where's that stairway go up to?
It goes up to a part of the building that's being fixed.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, they were gonna make apartments out of it.
Yes.
And they never got that far.
A few minutes ago, did you guys hear a voice?
No.
Chris and I heard something like a...
Laugh?
Yeah, kind of like
Where were you?
right here, right here.
Okay. All right, we're running an EVP session. It is Saturday, November 22nd, 2014. We are at the textile mill, and I am here with Joe, Wendy, and Chris. Currently, we're in the basement. We like to refer to this room as the bunker. You know, some of these places, the mills, had the fallout shelters.
How did they?
Yeah, back in the 50s and stuff like that, before, like, you know, schools had, during the Cold War, This would be a place, not very big, but this would be where you came. You know, a lot of these mills. So we're going to set the REM pod on the floor. We know that the building is absolutely pretty much void of electricity in the basement, at least where we are right now, second, third, and fourth floors. So we know EMFs, things like that aren't a factor, but we're going to monitor them anyway. Anybody that's here that would like to speak to us, feel free to do so. You see the REM pod go off as soon as the walkie is keyed.
We'll go down to the third floor, but we're just setting up this other device.
That's me. Debris on the floor. Bonjour. Je suis Kenneth. Mon ami Christopher. Wendy, Joe, comment allez-vous?
Don't be concerned. Ken didn't just lose his mind. He is speaking French because the French Canadians predominantly settled this particular town where the mill is located. When Rise Up does their homework, they also consider the languages that could have been used. And when they came here for the first time without our cameras, it worked out.
We thought it may elicit a better response or make whoever might be there feel a little bit more comfortable. Because oftentimes you go into these places and you see this happen where, you know, a group is in Romania someplace, but all the questions are asked in English and the responses come back in English. And I'm not sure when we cross over if we suddenly can speak all sorts of different languages or anything like that. So it was kind of an experiment to see if we get a response back in that particular language. And if you have tried to talk to us, thank you. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Where does that rank with what you have found in the past? Is it in your top 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no question about that particular response, getting that back, especially under the circumstances that we had it. It was just myself, Joe Chin, one other investigator, and a friend of the owner, a female, that was there. And the odd part about it is we probably spent about an hour in that particular part of the building, and nothing really happened. We sort of walked away from it saying, okay, well, we'll review. We tried our best and we'll see what happens. So when we got that clip back, and it was actually Joe, I had sent some of the audio to him and said, hey, give me a hand on this. I'll take this half, you take that half. And he emailed me back and says, you're not going to believe this. The assurances that it was no one in the room. I was sitting right next to Joe. And the other investigator there had a parabolic microphone of which he was recording, where, you know, you can pick up everything. You can pick up people's breathing, and he played that back. There was absolutely nothing on that parabolic. So it wasn't something that was out loud. It wasn't a disembodied voice. It wasn't something we should have heard. When we ran it through voice analysis, this was in a very, very low frequency range.
Wow, this is the original porcelain. You can't even buy this stuff anymore. That's all porcelain sinks. If you clean these up, these would be like sweet.
He's way too excited about the bathroom in here.
Oh, yeah.
Cody and Tracy led their team down to the basement. They set up for an EVP session.
Good evening. My name is Cody. With me, I have a few of my friends. They're going to introduce themselves right now.
I'm Jess.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Roland.
We are not here to hurt you in any way. We're just here to learn a little bit more about you. Some of us have not been here.
The hell was that?
What is that?
What is that?
It's moving or whatever it is, because it seems like it keeps traveling, so that's weird.
If that was you, we hear you. Thank you.
If you understand, could you do something to let us know? Could you move something? Could you make a sound?
Could you touch the ball that's laying on the floor over there?
Make that ball light up all different colors.
All you have to do is give it a little push. It'd be really awesome if you rolled it.
If you roll it to us, we will roll it back to you. This mill was a lot of different things throughout the years.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
What the hell is that? Is that supposed to do that?
Yeah, it's just building up the pressure. It
Yeah.
must have something operating off of it. Yeah.
Oh, let me get my hot bag.
You were saying, Cody?
Wow.
How you doing over there, bud?
I was not expecting that, the least bit. Not even a little bit.
There may be a heater that kicks on. When it does, it's loud. It'll make you jump. I think it's actually down just a little further.
Poor Cody. Apparently, he was with the wrong team.
I hear this mill was a lot of things throughout the years. At one point, I believe, it stored a lot of cars to be sold. Were you here at that time? Were you able to see all of the automobiles?
Do you remember when potato chips were made here?
Things remained quiet for this crew down in the basement. Well, except for the non-paranormal noises that give heart attacks. Later on, Ken, Chris, and Joe talked about the history of child labor in the mills like this one.
Now, a lot of the mills have children working for them. Were there any children at any point working?
Yeah, they would have been probably
Guaranteed.
machines, fixing the machines.
Yep. So they were the only ones small enough to get into, you know? The only ones small enough to fit there without, disassembling the whole machine, because that would be downtime.
And during school, the lunch hours were longer. The kids usually run to the mills and drop the lunches off and stuff like that. So
Yep.
kids would have been involved a lot,
And probably worked as much as the adults.
if more, if not.
Is there anyone else in your family that worked here?
I even wonder if you're maybe a male, like a foreman or something that worked down here. Were you upset at the women that they fought for a shorter work week?
If you don't want to answer any of these questions, if you're uncomfortable, if you think you should just be quiet and not talk about the mill, then that's fine. Let's talk about something else. Maybe you've got a family. Maybe you still have family. Is there something that you would like to say to the family that's still living right now? Do you still have grandchildren, great-grandchildren? Do you have descendants that still live here in this city? Are you yourself French Canadian? think we'd like to see more of the mill, but if you can come and stand right with me right now, I would appreciate that. And we're very friendly people. And I bet I think that's a backup one. I think we're going to see a little bit more of the mill. I was hoping that someone would teach us a little bit about what you did. I mean, we'll do the best we can to learn on our own, but there's not much here anymore from your time, so we thought maybe we'd ask you some questions about all the rooms and what happened here. All right, well, let's go see the rest of the mill. Hello? Hang yourself on these pipes. They definitely didn't have tall people back then. There was never a sign that was more true than that. If you tell me something and I can hear it, I'll repeat back to you what you said to prove it. Go ahead. Say something, I'll repeat it back to you. If you're still here, we don't want people to forget about you. All right, we want them to respect that you're here. Is that one of you guys?
No, I thought I heard a voice.
I thought maybe Wendy cleared her throat or something.
No,
No?
not me.
No. Behind you.
Well, we do know you're here somewhere. I mean, you've been seen. We know you're here.
Yeah. I thought Wendy cleared her throat.
No.
Okay. Maybe you're a little nervous. I mean, we know you're somewhere here, so that we're kind of past that. So we would like it if you could just communicate with us. It's not a mystery. We know you're down here somewhere.
Last time I visited here, someone spoke back to me in French, so you can't tell me that there's no one here. I can prove it. I thought you might want to talk some more. I didn't come here for any trouble. I came to see if we could make friends tonight.
I have that audio clip. You want me to play it?
Yeah. My friend Joe is going to play a clip. The last time we were here, I thanked someone, and they thanked me back, so I know someone's here. Listen to this voice.
Merci beaucoup.
I'll play it one more time in case you didn't hear it.
Merci beaucoup.
Something moved over there.
say that because when I turned my flashlight on.
Huh?
Before I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye over there. I didn't say anything, but.
Hold this, I gotta go over there quick. I just wanna see if there's any movement outside. Anybody in the yard? Nobody. Nobody. That's the corner where we came in last time. Last time we were here when we unloaded. Right over here, something moved, and I don't see shadows, like, you know. I don't see I saw this, like, something moved over here. Are you close to us here? No, watch your step. Are you close to us here?
I just saw something down a little bit further.
Okay.
Where you were walking over that way.
Okay.
I kept my eye over here by the exit sign, and there was something kind of.
Are you, what's that?
Don't worry.
No. Are you unsure of us right now? Are you close to us right now? It's all right. We're not frightened. I don't want you to be frightened. You can show yourself if you can, or if you're trying to. Okay, don't mind our lights or anything like that.
I mean, is there some rule or something we don't know that you can't show yourself or you can't communicate? Is there some reason why? That's the only thing I can think of because we're nice people. And you're at the advantage. We can't see you. We can't really do anything to you. We're just here to experience you. Help us understand why you're kind of just staying away. That's the wind.
That's wind. I'm just wondering that we're seeing this now. When Joe played that voice, did that voice sound familiar to you? Did you recognize that?
Would you like to hear it again?
I'm just trying to get the point across. If you want to talk, we can hear you. We can even show you your voice back to you. So go ahead, try. Would you like to hear it again?
Okay, I'll play it for you.
Listen to this.
Is that somebody that you're familiar with?
While there seemed to be a lot of action down in the basement, Ken's team wasn't the only one starting to have experiences.
My battery's down to 1 bar again. Really?
Was it? Is that them above us?
I think so. It's gotta be. I can't believe my battery's down to 1 bar.
Did you bring extra batteries with you?
Yeah, but I put most of them in Milwaukee's, so, which I don't, Cody, you still have it, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Realize I'm like, I don't have it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did too.
Is that them?
That's
Yeah, but it sounded like a voice.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Something banging.
What the hell are they doing? Hear that steady knocking?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Sounds like somebody's having a party.
Are they skateboarding again?
I think so. I think that's what I was hearing when I said I could hear things happening upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Sounded like a lot of people going up and down stairs.
Well, what could they possibly be doing that's making that much noise?
Yeah, it makes
Is the
sense.
fourth floor all settled?
So settled they don't hear us. I just heard something over here.
I know, it keeps sounding like there's things, like actually in the room.
Is there someone down there?
What is that banging?
I know, I hear
Yeah,
it
no,
too.
that's weird.
Is something hitting the window? Do it.
You do it.
What are we doing?
Yelling, get back to work.
Get back to work, come on. No more sitting around. Start the machines up, come on.
They ever respond to you? Because it really does sound like people moving around.
Something's going on here. I gotta feel like I hate to sound like wacky, but I know I'm wacky, but I mean, I sound like I'm being watched. I feel like I'm being watched.
Yeah, this place definitely has that creepy
Yeah,
feel
I mean,
to it.
that just...
That's how it was last time, too.
Even
Yeah.
standing right here, you have
Especially
this
right
feeling
here.
like people are staring up
Yeah,
at you.
that's what I feel here. I feel like I'm being watched.
I feel like I need to put my back up against the
Yeah,
wall.
that,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. That was my foot.
What is that?
Now it sounds like somebody's coming up the stairs.
What the hell?
Hello? Hello?
Are you freaking serious? Hello, someone down here?
There's some other people up here.
As these members of Rise Up and TAPS headed into the stairwell to see where the noise was coming from, they did figure it out. Unfortunately, there were some people that had been running through the building trying to disrupt the investigation.
When you become aware that there's someone else in the building that you weren't anticipating that was going to be there, and they're less than receptive to what you're doing, once you find that out, I think at that point that all bets are off, because you're not sure of where they are or what they were doing or what their intentions were.
In this particular situation, Rise Up and TAPS discovered that the intentions of these young brats was not exactly positive. So 3 hours into the investigation, Ken pulled the plug.
Someone there did not want us in, as the owner did, and was doing everything in their power to kind of minimize what we were doing and interfere with what we were doing. Those kind of things happen. You know, I've had them happen on private cases where not everybody in the family is on board with what you're doing, and you encounter a little bit of resistance or hostility from one of the parties there. And at that point, you have to make a judgment call, because we're not there to incite anything. We're not there to do anything other than what we were invited in to do, which is do an objective assessment of the place and base our conclusions on that. But when it becomes obvious that you're not welcome there, or if someone's going to do something to damage or interfere with what you're doing, then I think the best thing to do is graciously as possible, as professionally as possible, thank them for their time, excuse yourself, and just end it.
So while the evening came to an abrupt ending, Ken still felt like there were parts of the evening that weren't tarnished. So with that in mind, let's take a look to see what evidence, if any, came out of the investigation of the old mill. Our equipment picked up one piece of potential evidence. When Ken's team was in the basement running an EVP session, we heard something strange.
Is there anyone else in your family that worked here? Is there anyone else in your family that worked here?
Ken said that this potential piece of evidence displayed vocal characteristics. It is in a low frequency range, which means that it is an electronic voice phenomenon by paranormal definition. It didn't come from anyone in the basement because it is in a range that people cannot speak in. Nobody could tell exactly what is said, but Ken said we did catch something. We just don't know what it is. Rise Up found 3 female voice EVPs before things went south with the pests that interfered with the investigation. The first one was on the 3rd floor of the mill. Julie and Wendy were the only 2 present.
It's dark.
I know. It's creepy. I was just trying to get some cool shots.
It's dark.
I know. It's creepy. I was just trying to get some cool shots. I was just trying to get some cool shots.
Ken says there is a vast tone difference between when Julie and Wendy speak and then that 3rd voice that was unaccounted for. The 2nd voice is heard while Julie and Wendy approach Chris and a woman who is a friend of the mill owner's daughter.
Some nails sticking out of the floor.
Yeah, there's a lot of those too.
No. Nails sticking out of the floor.
Yeah, there's a lot of those too.
No.
This female voice is heard at a higher pitch, uttering a full sentence. The voice also sounds like it's at a greater distance from the camera, while all 4 of the people that are accounted for are within a few feet of that camera. The 3rd and last female voice, well, you could call it a pot of gold type of find.
Put it there and see if it goes off later. Put it there and see if it goes off later. Put it there and see if it goes off later.
Rise Up hears the name Michael being said by a female voice. You can hear Julie in the background as she, Ken, Wendy, and Joe were investigating. Rise Up triangulates rooms using recorders. The female voice seemed to be right on top of this particular recorder.
Put it there and see if it goes off later.
We know it's not Julie because you can hear her voice and you can tell how far away she is from this particular recorder. The only other woman in the room is Wendy. Ken says that after knowing Wendy for 5+ years, that is not her voice.
Put it there and see if it goes off later.
So if you're one of those people who likes to rip everything apart, go for it. Have a ball for yourself. But if you're one of those that doesn't have to bash everything, you have to admit that Michael EVP was pretty darn cool. Thanks for watching Rise Up Paranormal's investigation of the unnamed mill in Rhode Island. I'm Dan Ginden, and I've been seeking out the paranormal truth.